So guys, in today's episode, not only I'll be updating you on what's new out there on the designer perfume market for women, but also sharing with you my in-depth thoughts on all of these new releases. There are some hits, some misses, so keep on watching for more details. Down below you'll find all the helpful information, so make sure to check out the description box. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you appreciate my takes on new fragrances, and keep you posted on them. And also feel free to subscribe to my channel if you're here for the first time. And without any further ado, let's dive right into all of this newness. So hello and welcome everyone to another episode on what's new out there. It's with a twist, because not only I'll be telling you that there are some new fragrances, I will be reviewing them for you. So we will take a closer look at each of them. I guess this is going to be a very chatty and long video, so let me know if you've smelled anything interesting recently. And I want to get started with a full bottle that I have in here, because the minute I smell this perfume, actually the minute I saw the new Michael Kors fragrance, and the name is so boring, it's Parfum, I think they should have come up with something more exciting, right? Because it's sort of boring. And even the scent, when you first smell it, it's like nothing special, but on skin, like sometimes magic happens when you spray the fragrance on, and this is just like a very clean, floral, crisp type of fragrance that opens with such a magnificent, juicy, fresh, crisp, amazing, mouth-watering, fresh citrus accord. And typically I don't really care much about citrus notes, but there is something about this black currant with mandarin orange that smells perfume. It's not like realistic take on the citrus note that we have going on in here, but mixed with flowers, and they are really refined, blurred, super hard to define. No, it's not a fragrance that you can say, oh, it is heavy on that and that. No, it's so seamlessly blended. That's kind of the magic of it. The dry down, it's sort of sweetish, musky, but it's new. It smells very modern, and I really like to wear it on a everyday basis. So I told myself, if I get a new job, this is going to be the first fragrance I wear that. So that's kind of happening at the moment, and I just love that it is long lasting. It is a no-brainer. It is very versatile, and it's not one of those strange fragrances or, you know, underwhelming ones. It keeps me put together, it makes me smell really good, you know. It is versatile, so you can wear it to formal occasions. It's not overwhelming, but at the same time, you know, being safe, it is also unique, and I really appreciate that. So starting with the bottle design, with the price, with the quality, and with the scent, it is probably the biggest winner on this list today. And yeah, I wear it to work every time. It's not too much for the morning when you're not ready for the fragrance that is too much, as the next one might be. I've actually read some mixed reviews on the Burberry Goddess new flanker, which is eau de parfum I can't talk. I'm too excited because I don't really agree with those hate reviews. I'm excited for this intense version of Burberry Goddess fragrance that I actually have right here. And if you don't know this fragrance, it is basically around the composition of vanilla and lavender in one perfume, and I find that this notes combo is so beautiful. Like, there are quite a few examples of those, you know, pairings in perfumes. Think about Montguerlain, think about Livre, and now we have this one. So the original eau de parfum version, yeah, it's kind of like beautiful vanilla, almost candy, almost like this, yeah, vanilla caviar. So you'll get a lot of vanilla in here and a lot of lavender. So it's fresh, it's sweet, it's beautiful. I find that it is on top when it comes to this notes combo. It's fantastic. And there is just something a little bit syrupy in there that is even stronger in the intense version, and a lot of people were just attracted by the lavender note in here. And yes, it is noticeable if you don't like lavender, and actually I'm not the biggest fan myself, but if you hate it, probably the opening is going to be challenging for you. The thing is, it smells like lavender chocolate. This is the best way I can describe it. Sweet chocolate, because vanilla in here is, yeah, it's darker, because it is really pushed by the patchouli. So it is intense for sure, but it's like lavender, maybe lavender vanilla ice cream or something like that. Because texture is there, there is this sweetness, there is this beautiful depth coming from patchouli. I think this is more like a nighttime version of the Goddess fragrance that is actually for me a perfect daytime perfume that I personally like when it is hotter. So this is warmer, and I think it's better for night or, you know, cold weather because it is very hugging, and yes, it is very powerful. So while we are on the intense flankers, let's talk about the one from Narciso Rodriguez for their All of Me fragrance that I also have here in Eau de Parfum concentration, because I like that one so much. When it came out, I thought, man, like this is such a classy, clean, beautiful fragrance. There are not a lot of those out there, and honestly, even from Narciso Rodriguez brand that is really passionate about the note of musk, it's something still new and cool. So when they came out with the intense version that literally comes in almost the same bottle, yeah, the color of the juice is slightly different, and Dolce & Gabbana has done that for their devotion. Like they intensified and made a little bit rosier or just like more prominent, dyed the color of the juice. So I don't like when they're doing that. We'll have another like a perfect example of what I expect from flankers in terms of presentation as well. But first, let's talk about the intense version of this perfume that I actually have on the wrist, because I went to the shop today and sprayed myself with this fragrance. And honestly, I think that this is actually even like a better version of this fragrance, because yeah, it is still about clean flowers, but they are stronger. So this is really the intense version. If you don't care about having two almost identical bottles in your collection, and the juice in this one is going to be a little bit deeper, a little bit, yeah, just a little bit stronger. For me, it's like they leveled up the concentration. They didn't really change much about the scent. Maybe made it a bit juicier, but still very clean, very nice. Musk in here is actually quite subtle. I find the accent is put on to like crisp and clean and almost soapy flowers. So it's like a perfect formal perfume that is very cool, and yeah, it is very noticeable. So I highly recommend you this one. But my absolute favorite today, and I've never thought that I will enjoy any of Olivia Bell's perfume from Lancôme, but they've been doing such a great job with their flankers recently that honestly, to me, if they discontinued the original one, and I'm so sorry, but I literally hate that fragrance because it's just so annoying and so offensive to me personally, and kept like 3 of the recent flankers, that would be perfect for me, including this Elixir version. So I love the rosy one, I love the iris one, and this is probably the one I need to get next month. So don't sleep on this beautiful fragrance that is not too similar to the rest of their collection, which doesn't bug me, because this is like the beautiful, almost makeup-y and even lipsticky type of a violet perfume with some liqueur on top. So that's very interesting to see, like an alcohol note in a mainstream designer fragrance. And I adore raspberry there, so I wish more designer brands looked into this note, because they were so huge on Pear. Who remembers that? It was like a go-to fruity note for designer mass market perfumery, and now I'm seeing more raspberry, and I'm excited for that, because to me you can't do wrong. The raspberry note in perfume, plus like with violet and rose, it just smells lipsticky in insolent style, and I'm there for it. There is even leather in there, and once again, when I see more brave, more interesting, and not your typical go-to notes in more mass market perfumery, my gosh, and it is so powdery, you guys. It's not even powdery, it is straight up lipsticky, and if you like those fragrances, my gosh, it is so nice, and it is actually long lasting. I like that it stays put, so it won't leave you, it will stay, and it performs nicely. So there is even like a lotion touch in there. If you like those cosmetic nuances in fragrances, I think this is the one for you, and the one for me that is already on my wish list. And this is the example of a great flanker, because the scent is slightly different from Marc Jacobs Perfect Perfume. Actually, in here I have the intense version. This bottle design is so pretty, and it is one of the best clean type of fragrances out there. It is different from the Narciso Rodriguez All of Me, because that one is slightly soapy. This is more like shower gel, if you know what I'm talking about. And I love the intense version so much, but they've just come up with this perfect Marc Jacobs Elixir. So now that Elixir version, I think this is like a new trend. In the past it was intense version that every brand launched literally the minute they came out with something new. And now we get the elixirs. I'm wondering what's gonna be next. Let me know your thoughts below. Anyway, this is such a gorgeous fragrance. My God, on so many different levels. First of all, the bottle, actually I smelled it for the first time when I was in the duty free. We are traveling to Spain and I sprayed myself with it so heavily, went to the checkout counter and got a compliment straight up from the lady who worked there. So this is kind of sweet, this is kind of gourmand, but it's a little oriental, it's on the deeper side, so it is very powerful. Note of honey in here, it is almost hitting on the animalic side because it is so pushed by the amber and the patchouli and vanilla, and orange blossom is slightly indolic in here. There is rhubarb with plum for, like not a juicy fresh, but more, yeah, I just don't know, textural, deeper, chewier, more syrupy, and yeah, even a little bit edgier type of a fruity accord. Actually, I started to look for similar fragrances, what people compare it to online, and found out that Aura from Mugler that I previewed way back in the days for you has a note of rhubarb. So if you know a great rhubarb fragrance, make sure to let me know below. But this is so good. It still has that clean whisper somewhere in the background, but this is a real elixir, like the one you might see in like a cartoon or something, when like a witch or someone would reach that out for you and like some magic will happen. This is that type of fragrance. Plus the bottle, it's still like kept in the style of this line, this signature bottle with this amazing cap, but it's different color, it's different scent, it's different design. Oh my gosh. It is so good, and I think it's gonna be great for winter time, so probably I will end up getting it. But the elixir that I got, you guys, in full size right here, and I haven't even opened Chloe's new Eau de Parfum. Oh, it's in 10, so sorry. Version, so let's just do that together. And this is the one I really wanted for, just going out in the winter or like, late fall. Oh, this is so cute, right? I don't have many Chloé's perfumes. Actually, at the moment, this is the first one I have, but it's like, that typical Chloé's type of clean, almost like, you're freshly washed, too much detergent type of scent. Oh, what's happening there? Okay, so, but there was just something about this one that was slightly different, like they modified some elements, so you can still recognize their vibe. Oh, yes, oh my god, I don't know, it's just nostalgic to me, but I like that they added, probably it's the raspberry that I'm digging so much right now. So this is another brand that is doing, some things with raspberry that I'm excited about. There's something wrong with the cap, oh my god. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I have it right here, another versatile perfume. You can't go wrong with this one. Yeah, maybe it is very, recognizable, because, this is one of the most, recognizable best-selling perfumes for women out there. Probably you've smelled it on your mom, friend, I don't know, teacher. It's a very popular perfume, but yeah, I have this intense version, just slightly different, and I'll be wearing it like on a daily basis. For me, it's great. And raspberry, I'm looking for more raspberry perfumes. You too? Please tell me if you have like a favorite raspberry fragrance and if you think it's a great note that you want to see more. But we are moving on to the fragrance that was like this bergamot, like typical shower gel style, which is a Prada's Paradoxe. And I have here the intense version that I've already raved about so much on my channel. I'm not here to do that again. Plus, I have worn so much at my previous work with intention to be reminded of that time, so I'm not spraying that. But I have here the Virtual Flower Flanker, and once again, same complaint about the presentation. Guys, just modify the bottle a little bit, make it more exciting and interesting to splurge on a fragrance from the same line. Because please tell me if it bugs you that so many flankers look exactly the same as, the first perfume, or you don't care, you might not buy, the Eau de Parfum or whatever, and you get the flanker and you're fine. But since I have a collection, I want my bottles to be different. That's why I always loved limited editions, because that was like a part of the whole concept, that they changed the presentation and tweaked the scent a little bit without changing too much. So I really expect that from brands, and I would like to know your thoughts. But yeah, for Virtual Flower at first was so generic to me. Actually, I hated it first. I was like, no, this is like too clean. This smells not even shower jelly, nor it is soapy. It was just like very synthetic, you know, very synthetic, unpleasant, off-putting, clean vibe coming out of it. And then it changed. There is something about the dry on of all these Paradoxe perfumes. They are so lovely. And honestly, now even with this one, it's like overloaded with this detergent scent, so it smells a little bit scratchy, but after a couple of minutes it softens a little bit, so it's like a musky, very clean, very crisp, super cool type of a soapy fragrance that I think is for those who don't like sweet perfume. So if you want flowers and you want them to be clean and crystal clear and you don't want any sweetness, that might be the one for you. The one that we are going to be looking next at is Le Parfum from Gaultier Divine line. So this Le Parfum version is actually not bad. I mean, like, okay, the bottle is amazing. The bottle is so nice. When I saw it in the shop, I got so excited. I was like, okay, Jean Paul Gaultier is not necessarily my favorite brand. I love La Belle, but okay, sometimes, especially with men's perfumes, it's not my thing. When I saw this bottle, I was like, cool. I tried the fragrance. I didn't understand it first because there was no note that I could specify. So I looked them up, and the pyramid sounds so good, like solar notes with the lily, with frangipani. Once again, not your typical flower for designer perfume. Most of the times you would find jasmine or maybe tuberose, or, you know, if they are going creative and bold, iris, but frangipani, it's something very extra. So it's like a beautiful yellow flower, exotic, lovely, plus with sea salt in there, amber and benzoin. So I was so excited, and then I sprayed myself with it, went out, and there was just something so heavy in there. And I noticed that a lot of the times fragrances with note of benzoin are very heavy, so they can dull a fragrance, and it's not even that ambery. I don't know, it's very beautiful on the paper, but once I start wearing it, it's just so annoying and cloying. It's too much for me to handle, but that was in the summertime, to be fair with you, so maybe I need to give it another chance. But yeah, it's a very lovely concept. The bottle is pretty, the notes are amazing, it smells slightly different from, you know, many other perfumes. It has that glowing amber on, you know, some sunny flowers type of effect that is not too vacationy. It's still wearable, but there is just something a little bit messy in there. It's sweet, but not really. Sometimes it's hard to define, but like the fragrance doesn't work on you, but on paper it's so beautiful. So let me know how you feel about this one, and I'll be moving on to the fragrance that I kindly got for a test, but I probably had bought it anyway, because Barénia from Hermès, and this is like a Pilar release, so that's always exciting for me, is a banger, you guys. This looks pretty but simple. The scent though, you won't find many fragrances like this on the designer market out there, and probably it is nothing for younger audience. It's definitely for mature ladies, maybe with a business suit on. Fragrance that is bold, it is sort of fruit-chilly, because there's note of this miracle berry that pops so much in the opening, and then it's just like the beautiful patchouli woody dry down that is not very typical for the nowadays trend. So this is strong, guys. It projects so well. I love to wear it when it is raining outside, because I don't know, it just has that moody, a little bit, not herbal, but like, yeah, perfect autumnal weather vibe, because it's so atmospheric and just lovely. You know, it's even a little bit sourish because of the berry touch. So if you like sour elements and proper fruit chilies, yeah, I think you will, oh yeah, really enjoy it. It's a little bit juicy, but like jammy too. Fruit chili that is bold and almost in niche style with excellent performance. If I need to recommend you some of my top favorites, that would be the one. But we have another, last but not least, fragrance, and this is the one that I've been wearing today all day, and this is I Want You Le Parfum. So this is kind of like another Le Parfum fragrance, and this is a very, like, I don't know, polarizing fragrance on me, because on paper I didn't like it. It's like literally the opposite experience as with Gaultier's Divine Le Parfum fragrance, because this Le Parfum smells horrible on paper to me, but on me I loved it. It smelled really clean and fresh in the opening. There is a note of paint there, of course, but also blackberry, which is sort of new, with gardenia, lovely, and then there is patchouli, there is ambrette, sandalwood, oak moss, praline, that for me hits a little bit on the original La Vie Belle, but that's only on paper. So this is the one I need to spend more time with. I don't know, it's sort of interesting. I like the notes, I like how it smells on me, but I remember first time smelling it, like initial impression that it was like nothing, I will never touch it again, but then I got a sample, and often like you really need to wear fragrance. So with some of these I've never like bought them if I haven't worn them on me, spraying myself with them in the shop, or like getting a sample and, you know, testing them in different weather conditions. So I highly recommend you next time you're in the shop just to check out some of these fragrances. And if I need to recommend you like my top favorites, that would be Barénia, new Michael Kors perfume, Chloé's one, and also All of Me Intense, and this Marc Jacobs Elixir that I probably will get next. The rest is optional, but let me know if you've smelled anything new out there, and what's the most exciting and interesting perfume probably you've smelled in the recent time. If you bought anything new, whatever it is, I would like to find out. And if you have any questions left, I'm here to answer them, so let's chat down below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, hopefully found it helpful, please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, check out the description box down below, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Just follow me on my social media, and we'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.